Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss hydroelectrical power. We are in the second video. Classification of hydel plants. We have seen the site selection in the first video. So hydel power plants can be classified based on quantity of water available, head of water, nature of load, and capacity of the plant. Quantity of water available. So how we can classify? Just see. A runoff water plants without pondage, runoff waters with pondage, pumped storage plants. So pondage means it is a storage for water. So with storage we can have this one plants. Without pondage also we can have, and we have some pumping system for storage, that is pumped storage plant. Based on head of water, how we can classify again? Low head, medium head, and high head. Nature of load, base load plant or it is a peak load plant. Based on capacity, low capacity plant, if I call low capacity plant, it is around 100 to 999 kilowatt. Medium head 1 megawatt to 10 megawatt, and high capacity plant above 10 megawatts. So this is the brief classification. So runoff river, one by one we can see. Runoff river plants without pondage. So what is without pondage means? The water is not stored, but only running water is used for power generation. So this is the major, this one. So not stored here, so running water is used for power generation. In such power plant, power generated directly depends upon the rate of flow available. Hence, during rainy season, some excess water quantity of water may run waste without doing any power generation, because excess water is going to flow away. During dry periods, the power production will be very poor since the water flow. Runoff river plants with pondage is a major disadvantage. So with pondage means excess water which is available during these seasons are stored in the reservoirs. So plant works with a normal runoff during the rainy season, while stored water from the reservoir is utilized to supplement the low flow rate during the dry periods. Power production will not be affected by the dry seasons. Hence, plants with a pondage can generate a constant rate of power throughout the year. So pumped storage plants, we can see, it is most suitable for supplying sudden load requirements. So hence, however, such demands can be met only for a short duration. Such type of plants consist two storage reservoirs. The upstream reservoir is the main reservoir to which water flows from the catchment. So this is the pumped storage, we can see in the diagram. So this is the storage or upper basin. So this is the lower basin. So water, whenever we require, just collect this water from the upper basin and generate a power, and you can supply it to the thermal power station for extra peak load achievement. So this is the pumped storage plant for a peak load. Only for peak load we are using this. The second reservoir is known as downstream, that is in which the used water from the upstream is collected. The water in the downstream reservoir is pumped back to the main upstream during the off-peak periods. This facility makes use of excess water during the peak. The pumped storage is the peak load plant. It operates in combination with other base load plants such as thermal power stations. The off-peak load capacity of the thermal plant is used for pumping the water from the downstream reservoir to the main upstream. The schematic arrangement is shown already in the. So this is this one. So this is the reservoir, generating pump, machine hall, so cable and vent shafts, so surge chamber. So this is the actual figure which is available in the plant. So this one also we can see. So this is the catchment area. So here it is stored. So this, whenever the thermal power station requires or a nation requires extra energy, this water is pumped back and it is supplied to this power station to generate the electricity, and whenever there is a excess water in the reservoir, it is stored back in this catchment area. So this is what is the pumped storage. So advantages of pumped storage: the compared to peak loads plants, the initial cost of this plant is low and flexible since it can operate both as a peak load. Such plants can meet a sudden peak hour demands. Overall efficiency of the plant is high. Next we will go for storage and pondage. This is also very important. Short note will be asked in the exam. Storage plants are the plants with the facilities for storing water at their sites. However, often such plants cannot store as much as water as required for the full year operation. For continuous operation, it is always preferred to have one more reservoir upstreams. So depending upon the place of storage and the function of the reservoir are grouped as storage and pondage. Both are storing only. Depending upon the place of storage and the function, the reservoirs are grouped as storage and pondage. So storage can be defined as a collection of large quantity of runoff during monsoon seasons, which is essentially used in the dry season for the plant operation. This is storage. In this, the main or the upstream reservoir made by the construction of dam across the stream. Pondage, it is defined as a regulating means of water and it is a small reservoir that is used for collection of excess flow of water from the dam spillways and spillways of the main reservoir from the river stream. It is basically a small pond or a reservoir just behind the powerhouse. The amount of regulations obtained with the pondage usually involves storing water during low loads to aid the carrying the peak load during the week. So water would go over the dam spillways unused, so that can be stored in this pondage. For fluctuating loads, pondage increases the maximum capacity that a plant can carry. Plants with the reservoirs upstream can store excess water of the spring floods for release during the summer to supplement the low rate of flow duration during the dry season. Reservoir water elevation will generally be lowest during the year at the end of summer. Pondage increases the capacity of a river for a brief period, only like 8 weeks. But storage increases the capacity of a reservoir over an extended period such as like 6 months to 12 years. So this is large storage capacity. So size of hydropower plants. So when I can say it is a large plant, small plant or a micro plant. So that is given hydropower to electrical power, how it is written here. So head of water, so this is called a forebay, means where the water is going to enter. So this is the dam, so this is the turbine, generator, tailwater, that is after forebay. So penstock is going to pass the water to this. So the potential energy is available here. So one by one you can see. So as it enters the penstock, it converts to kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is converted to mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is converted to electrical energy. So this is the flow of energy in the hydroelectrical power plant. So this finally it is constructed as a converted into electricity. So small scale hydroelectrical plant you can see in this figure. Low head hydel plant. So low head means how much it is, less than 50 meters head of water is termed as low head plant. In such plants, small dam is constructed across a river to obtain the necessary water head. The excess water is allowed to flow over the dam while the water head is made used to run in the turbine. So this is the previously micro hydropower plant was used. So this is the older one you can see. So this is the turbine, so coupled to a generator to generate the electricity. So micro hydropowers. So this is what Pelton wheel is commonly used. So this is it's usually not used nowadays. So no damping effect here. Medium head. So what is medium head? 50 to 100 meters. So in this, water is stored in the main reservoir. So again, small pond or a forebay through the. So water from the forebay is taken to turbine through penstock. Forebay itself acts as a surge tank and hence receives the excess water during the low demand periods. Francis turbine is most suitable for the medium head idle plants. So this is the large scale hydropower plant you can see in this figure. So that is called as high head idle plant. Above 100 meters, at 100 meters above, water is available. So in this case, water from the main reservoir is carried through tunnels up to surge tank. From surge tank, it is taken through penstock. Hence, water head is very high. The effect of water hammer is too severe in this pipe. So this is we have seen low head, medium head, and high head. So low head means water from this is available at below 50. So above 50 to 100 meters head, it is water is available. So above 100 meters, water is available at the top. So water hammer effect is very serious here. What is a water hammer? We will discuss in the next video. So thus it is essential to provide surge tank in the water at the appropriate location. Surge tanks takes care of increasing and decreasing the water levels during the low demand. Francis and Pelton wheels turbines are most suitable for high plants. Thank you.